All right. Good to go?
Good to go.
All right. My name is Savian. I'm an artist, a creative director, all of the above. I just like to create and do dope things as far as musical composure to digital art to sketching or even giving friends help with their music videos.
Dope. How do you incorporate your music into your art and vice versa?
Well,
I didn't even know you did music, so I gotta check that out.
I mess around with it. I like DJ and do a lot of edits because like, and you know, my name FakeSavian, I'm inspired by like a lot of artists. So like when Twitter and Instagram first came around, everyone was like the real version of themselves. So I figured I'd be the fake version. And what's better yet is like, you know, I'm also inspired by a lot of great artists out there. Kaz, Takashi Murakami, James Roper, like Jeff Koons, the list goes on. There's a lot of great artists, and all of them inspire me, especially like musical artists as well. So I take like a lot of influences from what I see from like different artists, and I interpret it the way I feel like, you know, you ever see something cool and you're like, that's dope, but I would have did it this way.
Exactly.
So I'm the person that actually goes and does it his way.
Okay.
And so like I went in, you know, I do certain things like that I'm inspired by my way. And when I hear songs and stuff, I treat them the same way. So like I hear a song, I'm like, that would have been nice if it had a drop there. So I go and put the drop in there.
Gotcha.
Or that would be nice if it was a little bit slower. So I'm a creative at that aspect where I like things my way. It could be something that it could have something to do with me being a Leo and all that, and like to control my surroundings.
I'm a Leo as well.
So you understand.
Yeah, of course.
You definitely get it.
Yeah.
And you know, like we're creating art and all that. It's a lot of it's free and expressive as well. So like with my music and art and how they come into play is like a lot of the times I'll make a cover for a project before I go into a whole DJing mixing project, and then I'll make the music to go with the cover. Or I'll go find like all the songs I've been listening to for a month straight. I'll compile them into a project because, you know, I really just like with the art and stuff, I was like showing people dope stuff that I'm into. So when it comes to like the pictures and stuff, I think this is cool. So I try to show other people and see if they think it's cool as well. Same with the music. Like I think a song is cool. I think other people should hear it. So I mix them into my projects, and you know, what I'm listening to throughout a time period would be like what I'm currently involved with or where my mental state is at. So when I mix that into a project, I do a cover to reflect that as well. And so every time I do like an art piece or like a musical piece or like audio art as I call it, or anything like that, it's just a reflection of where I was at the moment that was created.
So where are you at right now?
I don't know, I'm in a funny place right now, you know. A lot of things are going. Like my art is, before I got into art, I was actually doing clothing.
Okay.
And clothing went really well with me. I had a team and all that. I didn't work together because I was still learning about being a leader myself. So I learned a lot of them aspects. I took a lot from, the whole thing was a learning experience to say the least.
Yeah.
So I took a lot from that, and then I really wanted, the reason I got into clothing was to put the stuff that I drew onto like something that people can buy and wear. And then that's the reason I got into clothing. Clothing was such a huge success for me. Voodoo Bear, VDBR was a clothing line.
Okay.
It was a huge success locally in Atlanta, and a few like interstate successes as well. We had a few buyers from overseas that I thought was awesome. Like I didn't even know people in Norway. Number one, I don't know where Norway is. I'm joking, but they bought some of my clothing, so that was just cool in general. Just like, okay, you found my website and you bought my clothing in Norway. Right? I mean, United States, you know?
Yeah.
I can't remember last time someone even spoke to me about Norway. But with all that being said, it's like, you know, that's happened with clothing. And so, like, I wanted to get back into the art focus because I realized I can do a lot more. And I started getting more creative with, like, how to express myself and how to push myself further. And I realized, you know, it's okay to like some of the things that I liked as well. So when I like some of these things, I feel I can, like, I can express it. And the best way to express it sometimes is either musically or do visually. And it comes in a lot of different forms.
Now what form do you prefer to choose?
I would say visual, definitely, because visual and audio make a complete experience. Like, at my art show coming up this summer, it's gonna be a 3D, 2D, and fourth dimensional experience as well. And with the fourth dimension, like no one really knows exactly what that is, but like my version of it is when I blend the 2D and 3D and give you an experience.
Okay.
So like at my art show, you're gonna see the paintings on the walls, and then you're gonna hear my musical art, but it's gonna blend together to give you an experience, and it's gonna be an experience that you can only get there. And I would say visual is my medium of choice because one of the things that influenced me most is color. And I really enjoy seeing like bright colors, and I like seeing great color palettes. So when someone like takes colors, like a good color palette that I think is dope is olive green, red, white, and black.
Mm-hmm.
That color palette right there is dope. It's like really military, spec ops type, and Kanye's been doing that a lot with some of his wardrobe lately too. And like I love that. Like when you can take colors and you can pile them together and you can make something better than just the color itself.
Now, do you think color evokes a certain emotion from the person?
Yeah, color definitely does. Like when I just listed that color palette, they came across as like very military-esque, you know, just from the way we were raised and what we seen growing up. So yeah, it definitely evokes a certain emotion. Right? It evokes a certain emotion, but it's like it also depends on where you were raised and your surroundings and how you were. Because like the emotion someone might get from this painting right here may not necessarily be the emotion that I may have had when I created it, let alone someone who sees it 5 years from now, the emotion they have when they see it. And a lot of my paintings, when I do them, I don't give, like, besides the title, I don't give any explanation to it. And when the other people see them, I ask them, you know, what do they think it's about? Because I want to hear, like, I want to hear their experience, what they got from it the first time and all that. And, you know, if it's not the same as where I was when I created it, I won't correct them. Because that's what they got from it, and I mean, they're entitled to that, and I want them to keep that.
And so, you're interested in the perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Perspective is, it's one of the only things that we have to ourselves in this lifetime. And perspective is, you have a perspective right now from the other end of that camera. And like, even if me were to switch places right now where I hold the camera, the perspective wouldn't be the same.
Exactly.
And that's their unique experience. And it's really dope when someone like, when it takes a really high level artist to convey his perspective. I'm still getting there because I'm nowhere near there. I'm to the point where I can create cool things for you guys to be like, oh, that's cool. And I'm trying to get to the point where I can convey my perspective, so when you guys see it, you guys feel exactly what I'm feeling. And that's another reason I love the perspective joint, because when I ask people about it, and it's not necessarily on par with where I was, you know, I got some work to do. Because it's about the feeling that people get from when I make the stuff. And of course I got some work to do as an artist as well, as far as the talent goes, but I mean, that's an ever-changing process. You know, I'll be 50 years old in this shit and I won't be a master yet.